Hello, Twin Flame Collective. Good morning, good morning. My name is Tanya Vargo. If you would like a personal reading with me, my email is in the description of this video. It's tanya@earthangeleverlasting.com. You can email me or you can DM me. For those of you that have asked, I am on TikTok and Instagram at Earth Angel Everlasting. The marketing should look the same, so you should be able to find me pretty easily there, and I am there as well. I just do these full readings on YouTube because I felt like TikTok only gives you 15 minutes and it didn't give me enough time for the coaching I needed to do and to do it responsibly. So I do any readings over 15 minutes over here. Okay, so let's get into this. We have the Divine Masculine's feelings towards the Divine Feminine, the Divine Feminine's feelings towards the Divine Masculine. We have the Divine Masculine's feelings towards the Karmic. Okay. We have their hidden truths. We have their in the shadows. Under the Divine Feminine, we have the Soul Whispers. And then we have the Journey of Love. For the Divine Masculine, we have towards the Divine Feminine, we have the Masculine Madness. And then we have the Ocean of Emotion. And then we have some union message cards. Okay. So let's get going. So the Divine Masculine's feelings towards the Divine Feminine are, it's a wish fulfillment card. He wants a family. This is a card of legacy, and it's just like rooted heavily in family, and it is about large sums of money, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. Okay. The Divine Feminine is coming in as being on a pause. I think she's ready for him to make some sacrifices. I think she's just really asking for him to make his sacrifices, right? She's seeing things from other angles. She's on a pause. They are having difficulties with him having his eye on other things. This is the traditional F-boy card, right? So it's a cheater, pumpkin eater card. And they've had difficulties with this, and difficulties with him having his eye on somebody else, difficulties with, sneakiness and deceit. So that's where they're difficult. That's the energies coming in today. And just likely her pause, right? Likely her pause, and likely her saying, you need to give it up. Like, you need to just make a sacrifice here. Both of them are waiting for their ship to come in. This is in their similarities. So the Three of Wands, it symbolizes clarity. So getting clarity on something. It can symbolize, like a third part, having to deal with a third thing. You don't necessarily want to deal with, whether that's a person or somebody in your way. It can also mean, like, be careful who you tell things to, because you're always going to have to deal with that person and their opinion for the duration. But, basically, I would say, there's an opportunity here. They're waiting for their ship to come in. There's some clarity, and there might be something to deal with or clear up, Emotionally, they both have been manifesting this relationship, and this card is about willpower and manifestation, and so emotionally they are both either, praying or writing out intentions and things like that, or calling in their divine partner and divine counterpart, and with him wanting a legacy and a family, I would say he's, probably asking for some clarity on, who is, who his person is, right? So, in the physical or physically, they're both coming in or seeing each other in this energy of, just being the center of attention, everybody's best friend, somebody that is really good in business and scales businesses, almost ambitious to a fault, like, just really good at making money. Mentally, this card is about maintaining control, having the upper hand, people being jealous, conflict. So this is definitely on the divine masculine's mind. It could be, that he feels like everybody wants this Queen of Wands, and he's waiting for some clarity with her because he's manifesting her in. That's a very good way to read it, that he sees the Queen of Wands as his legacy, and he's waiting for his opportunity with her. He's waiting for clarity with her. She's in suspension, wanting some clarity. She wants him to sacrifice. She wants some clarity and him to sacrifice these other things he has his eye on. All these, So, just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're reading for a collective. There's many readings to these cards, or many meanings to the cards. You just got to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? So, we have, I'm ready. This is the Masculine Madness Oracle. I'm ready to open my heart, intimacy. So he's in his heart space. My mind is torturing me with reminders of you everywhere I go. So if he's manifesting this in, Spirit is going to definitely work very hard with, songs, shows, people talking about places that, your person is from, same names, all those synchronicities, all those little things. Isolated, I'm so lonely and I just want to be left alone. So if he's feeling tortured and things are on his mind, he's just in think mode. This is like the Hermit card, he's thinking of solutions, he's trying to come to solutions and conclusions. I fantasize about you every night. Seductions, it's a very sexual energy. It's probably why he's a little bit tortured, So these Ocean of Emotion cards came out pretty straightforward, okay? And it kind of came out right underneath isolated. We have stuck. I can't break out of these illusions, so he's stuck right now. And so we'll start. He's like, please forgive me, right? I'm stuck. And I know I've sabotaged these things, and I know I manipulated these things, everything. So, I'm sorry that this was so full of, like, sabotage and manipulation, and that he just really feels stuck at this time. I think often of wanting to see you, So that's, more of the torture, right? Seduction, every night, fantasize. You are my best friend. And that's kind of how she is. She's like everybody's best friend. Everybody just loves her. Everyone adores her. She makes friends with everybody everywhere she goes. So it's not surprising he feels that way. Connect with me in the 5D. So, twin flames, they can connect not just in the 3D, right? They have usually some sort of telepathic or some way to connect on the spiritual realms in the 5D and above. So he's requesting communication in that way. And I'm planning to take action soon. So that this is very much this card, it's an opportunity card, it's a clarity card. So, it's a similar in sentiment, somewhat similar in sentiment. So the divine feminine is coming in as, I don't think she wants, I don't think, this is the 7 of Swords, so this is this card, where they're having their difficulties. And since she's coming in as wanting him to make a sacrifice, or she wants to see things from another angle, or she, her coming in as the cheater, pumpkin eater card, I think she just doesn't want that anymore. She wants to be the one, like she's sick of, him. She wants to be the one, right? Not the one that people have their eye on, like the one that people actually want, the one that people want to run to, the one. She wants to be that one. And he's not that not that she wants to cheat or anything like that. It's just, I think she wants to be the one that someone has their eye on, like, in the Divine Masculine, we have the 5 of Cups. So this is about depression and regrets and crying over spilled milk and focused on, the missed opportunities. And but there's 2 cups here. So there's things that are salvageable and learning lessons. Their difficulties have been with, integrity and controlling behavior and people not being in their heart space and only wanting to use emotions. And, this is the Knight of Swords, and he is very much about truth and honesty. Not necessarily a soft place to fall. He's all about logic, rarely in his emotions, very similar, very smart guy. He's got his eye on everything and everybody. Very difficult to take advantage of, but highly, like on the reverse, like when he's bad, he's about control, he's about manipulation, very selfish. So, their difficulties are with this. And they're both, in their similarities, they want someone loyal, stable, and committed. This is a loyal, stable, and committed knight. And in this deck, it can mean a lot, like dropping your burdens and just, moving forward and moving on. Emotionally, she's got a lot of mental conflict going on, or they both do. It's a stalemate. So, she's worried about more conflict. She doesn't want another sword to drop. She doesn't want another fight. It's also about, people being very equal in strengths and weaknesses. And it's like, 2 kings chasing each other around on the chessboard. So there's just a stalemate emotionally here right now. in the physical or physically. This card is about apprenticeship and building and learning. So, you know, she or both of them are probably building businesses, building families, about building legacies in the physical, right? And, you know, possibly just learning more about each other. Mentally, they're both thinking, again, like, this is the loyal, stable, and committed knight. This is the loyal and stable and committed king. So he is the king that is closest to the emperor, who is the masculine energy of the twin flame union. So he's very stable, very loyal, very kind, very committed, almost always married, very loving father, very caring husband, just loyal, stable, and committed. So the soul whispers, or the question is, do you love me? And just so you know, the answer at the end is, I love you. It's very, very interesting. Do you love me? Let's go away and start over somewhere new. You know, could kind of be like that card a little bit. I need space. So one or both of them need space right now. You know, he's showing being very isolated and wanting to be left alone. I'm fascinated by your divinity. So, you know, if you're a divine feminine, you read tarot or do numerology or astrology, you know, he could just be fascinated by the fact that you are connected to the other side, you know. I hate separation, so you know, doesn't like being apart from, they don't like being apart from each other. I love you, so it ended in I love you, okay? I'm so tired of dancing alone, so depression. They're sad little twins. sad. This is literally this card, right? It's that card. I swear it's true. So whatever question they're asking, you know, whether it is the I love you or do you love me, you know, this is the truth card. So I feel you inside me and it drives me insane. Magnetism. So this is more that sexual energy where it's like, you know, they're feeling the seduction. Protection. I just want to keep you safe and warm. Fantasies. I can't stop thinking about you touching me. So it's more of this. One or both of them are in a serious sexual energy, right? Unbridled. I think we got this one yesterday. Your spirit set me free, so unbridled. You know, she can be very much like that. Very, 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 very much like that. So the divine masculine. The divine masculine towards the karmic. I don't know about you, but I am so tired of seeing him confused. I'm so tired of seeing him overwhelmed. I am so tired of seeing him not know what to do and not know what choice to make. So we have the Seven of Cups. So he's coming in confused with options and feeling overwhelmed and not knowing what to do. And as you can see with this cup, not all the options are great, right? Like this one has a snake coming out of it. This one, you don't even know what that is, right? It might be spirit. This one is like a dragon or something. So, you know, not all the options are great. And so the thing with this card is you need to make a decision. You got to pick your life or it's going to pick you. And sometimes when you decide something or don't decide something, other choices are taken away, right? So he's coming in very overwhelmed and very confused towards the karmic at this time. The karmic is coming in as seeing him as very in and out, a ghoster, a commitment phobe, in a very sexual energy, lacking self-control, here 1 minute, gone the next, into her 1 minute, gone the next. So very unstable knight. He is almost the opposite of this knight. Loyal, stable, and committed. Complete opposite, right? Very sexual card, very in and out card, very wham bam thank you ma'am card, very indecisive, very commitment phobe. Okay, so they've had some difficulties and differences over either the divine feminine, like having issues and difficulties with her, or, mothering or conceiving children. When she's in her difficulties, she's very smothering and, nosy and manipulative. So, this is in their difficulties. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So we have the Three of Pentacles in their similarities. So this is this card, but in their similarities, this is like a getting to know you card, like in relationships. So maybe they're both learning things about each other. On the negative aspect, it can mean that they're bending themselves to mold to each other. Okay, so that's something to watch. I have said this about this karmic before, that that's the overall feeling, is that she'll just basically bend herself into whatever to try, basically to make him stay or whatever. Okay, or to be like her, the true divine feminine, right? Who's the Queen of Queens and the female energy, and the feminine energy of the twin flame union. Okay, so could be that too, that she's just bending herself to be more like her. Emotionally, they're going through some healing, blending opposites. This shows up usually after a fight, or an argument. So they're emotionally healing right now. In the physical or physically, they can either think the world of each other, or, there's a cycle that has been completed here. Okay, it's just come full circle in the physical. So they're both thinking about fights, jealousy, control, having the upper hand, coming out on top. It can also mean that, like, so fights and control and having the upper hand. That's it. Like, there's no fighting about the divine feminine, fighting about building and teamwork, complete, bringing things full circle. Like, he can't figure it out. He's confused. She's like saying, you're basically a player. They're balancing some things out. Things are coming full circle. They're getting to know each other, but, ultimately they're still thinking about, the fights and disagreements and control and having the upper hand. We both know I'm not the one for you. I knew exactly what I was doing. So yeah, he does this a lot, the timing just wasn't right for us. I'm starting to understand our connection. So good or bad, like whether, there's one or both of them are starting to figure out, if they're the karmic, or if they really are like learning more about each other and they're starting to figure it out, like who they are and what they're meant to be, and they're working on themselves. Thank you for leaving me. I hope you're happy. I can still see you standing there. I fantasize about you. So, this masculine is in his fantasies about both these women. And it's no wonder he's so confused. And this is the thing, masculine. If you would just make a choice and make a sacrifice, your life would be so much easier. But, you're going to be stuck in this space of wondering until one of them probably decides for you, right? And so it'll end up being, one of them will leave. One of them will leave because they know you know what you're doing. They know you're in and out. They know you're a smart guy, right? And they both know you're doing this. So eventually, and so does he. And so eventually what's going to happen is one or both of the women are just going to take their clubs and leave, right? And he's going to be left with having to start over if he doesn't make some choices and if he doesn't make some sacrifices. Because it's not all going to last forever. And he's into his fantasies about both women, right? Like, I fantasize about you and I fantasize about you, right? So, and it's right here too, right? So everybody's in that energy, and it's sabotaging both connections, right? Completely sabotaging both connections. So that's all I've got for you today, guys. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and have a fantastic day.